What secret could ruin your life if it got out? My friend burned down our school. He gave me the lighter the same day, but I never realized until a week later I was literally in possession of crucial evidence and could be charged for it, despite not having any involvement in the arson. It's in my jewelry box to this day. I put a little more than double the amount of salt called for in recipes when I cook for people or bring potluck. I never have to bring home leftovers, the dishes are scraped clean. My super secret food hack is salt. It won't ruin my life, but I might get the stink eye from family with blood pressure problems and my super health conscious friends. People are like, oh my God, putting an extra teaspoon of salt in the stew is so bad for you, then they eat a pack of Doritos. One time in elementary school, there was this really big important test. I was out sick that day, as were a handful of other kids, flu season. There were like 6 of us total who had to make up the test. We were put in a separate room and told to be quiet and focus on our tests. Our teacher would be checking on us very soon. A few minutes after she left, a voice calls out, "Does anyone know the answer to number 7? Next thing you know, we've got one kid looking out at the door while we all discuss and tell each other the answers. I think the teacher checked on us once after a while, but we were already mostly done and at a lull. We all got A's and high B's. I know this isn't a life-ruining secret, but I've been holding that in for almost 20 years lol. I love it when an overbearing authority figure accidentally teaches you teamwork and trust. Got busted with a lot of computers from my work, about $25,000 worth, and plead guilty to grand theft. They spelled my name wrong, wrong birthday, and I never gave them my driver's license or social security number. I don't remember it, I said over and over during my 90-day incarceration. That was 34 years ago, and I background check my name every few years with a racy heart each time. Nope, not there. I perform background checks for a living. A name-based check will not accomplish much as your identifiers don't match. If you ever end up getting fingerprinted, that could lead to a potential headache. Felony convictions should be reported to the FBI. It varies by state and can be missed. From there you'll be assigned an FBI number that will correspond with the fingerprints that were rolled at the jail. Fingerprint-based checks are comprised of 2 aspects: a state portion for where you live and a federal portion for any other history. I'm not trying to freak you out, just providing information. When I was 11, a friend of mine tried to steal a candy bar from a store and we got caught. We were told that we were banned for life. I went back in 40 years later and walked around like a boss. My brother was banned from a big-time tourist store in our city for stealing some little trinket when he was like 12. They banned him for life and took his picture with a Polaroid and put it in their book of banned customers. He finally went back like 25 years later with his kids and said something to the person working. They went into the back and brought out an album that still had his picture in it. He took a picture and texted me immediately. Everyone had a big laugh. In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs and I blamed it on the dog. When my mom sent me to the summer camp for fat kids and then they served lunch, I went nuts and I pigged out and they kicked me out. But the worst thing I ever done, I mixed a pot of fake puke at home and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket, climbed up to the balcony and then I made a noise like this, wah 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 wah, and then I dumped it over the side, all over the people in the audience. And then, this was horrible, all the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other. I never felt so bad in my entire life. I'm beginning to like this kid Ma. Not today, FBI. Aw man, I only wanted to arrest a couple more peeps before I end my shift. Imagine how many people are typing their secrets just to completely erase on the last sentence and not post at all. I've been making 3D NSFW content for years, and during peak pandemic it became my main income. Now it's both my wife's and I's full-time job. Proud of the work, but it would ruin our relationships to family and friends if it got out. I don't know, if I found out my friends were full-time smut animators, I'd have a laugh and then asked for some links. I don't think I'd change my opinion of them. I'm pretty sure I was molested as a kid by a distant, adult cousin we all called Uncle Junior. My only memory of it is that I had come to the living room to watch Animal Planet really early in the morning before school. I was only in the second grade. He was watching TV from the blow-up mattress and asked if I wanted to cuddle under the covers with him. It was cold, and he was staying with us to keep us safe from our dad, violent drunk who Mom had kicked out, so I said yeah. I remember realizing he was only wearing a t-shirt and boxers when I got under the covers with him, and that made me feel really anxious for some reason. And that he was really warm, which made it worse. And everything after that is blank. I just remember getting a really bad UTI or yeast infection a couple days later, and my mom being really upset about it. Then Uncle Junior didn't stay with us anymore. Maybe it was all one giant coincidence. Maybe I don't remember anything after that because it was a totally normal morning for me and nothing happened. Maybe he just watched Animal Planet with me and didn't do anything weird or creepy at all. But I've never been able to shake this feeling of anxiety whenever I think about that day. This sort of sinking feeling of dread, like the kind you feel when you know something scary is about to happen while watching a movie, but you just don't know how or when it'll happen. I'm not talking to you without my lawyer present. You aren't a lawyer, no present for you. Which story was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe.